the landscaping to the company that moved us into the building, we identified DBE firms to utilize. And those aren't...
This is Blair Durham with Black Wall Street Today, your media hub for all things Black entrepreneurship, politics, news, and events in Hampton Roads and beyond.
When I say black, y'all say Wall Street. Black
Wall Street.
Black Wall Street. When I say black, y'all say Wall Street. Black.
Live from the Smooth 88.1 studios on the campus of Hampton University, it's time for Black Wall Street Today.
Black Wall Street Today.
The premier media hub for Black businesses, related politics, news, growth strategies, and events. Black Wall Street Today explores entrepreneurship opportunities for economic development while highlighting business owners, trendsetters, and community leaders. And now, here's your host, Blair Durham.
Welcome to this 48th edition of Black Wall Street Today. This show is sponsored by Abena Forest Salon as well as Ready Academy. Super grateful to our sponsors for seeing the value in this programming and want to encourage you to check them out. Abena specializes in custom African clothing design as well as natural hair care and styling. Visit them at 5034 Princess Anne Road in Norfolk. And we'll have a chance to talk with the good folks at Ready Academy about how they're preparing young minds for the future right after our first break. We're coming up on 1 full year of Black entrepreneurship news and programming. So we're 48 out of 52. And I'm excited to see this vision growing. I want to tell you all a little secret, but you have to promise that you won't tell anybody. We are getting a podcast. That's right. Effective September 1st, you'll be able to catch us anytime on all the popular streaming platforms in addition to catching us live. So you'll be able to share with your family and friends the good information that you've heard, and you can rewind it and play it back. That is awesome news. This edition of Black Wall Street Today is all about workforce development and SWAM DBE opportunities here in Hampton Roads. And actually, these are opportunities that you can take advantage of no matter where you sit. So our first guest is the Workforce Development Program Director here at Hampton University. He's charged with developing products and services that increase Hampton University's presence in the workforce development arena. Welcome to the show, Dwayne. How are you?
I am well today, Blair. It's happy to be with you.
Oh, we are super glad to have you. I know you've kind of hit the ground rolling. How long have you been in your role at Hampton University?
It will be a year next month.
So we have that in common.
Yes, we do. I think we shared that when we first met. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about some of the things that you've been developing through the university.
Well, first of all, again, thanks for being here. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk about workforce in Hampton Roads, which is really key to the success, I think, of communities, particularly communities of color, but certainly key to the ongoing economic viability of the region. I came to the university, as I say, a year ago next month, to support what the university has been engaged in literally for 40 years through continuing studies and continuing education and professional studies through the Hampton University College. We were one of the first providers of education to adult learners. We were one of the first providers to provide education to adult learners at Fort Eustis and Fort Monroe. As I say, back in the day, as we like to say.
Wow.
And over the years...
Little known fact about Hampton.
A little known fact.
Yeah.
So as Hampton has been a leader on a number of fronts, we certainly have been a leader around the education of adult learners. And I think certainly as your listeners know, adult learning education has expanded exponentially in the last 20 or 30 years, and that I mean both online education, education for adult learners through other institutions like ECPI and Brian Stratton. And so many of your listeners may also themselves be graduates or current participants in online and in-person adult education programs. And so as a result of the breadth of the field of adult education and need for adult learners to get degrees, there's also a need for us to educate semi-skilled and skilled workers. In this region, I think in having come back here after many years away, I think there's still a little bit of an outdated notion that it's about the shipyard and it's about the military, and we really don't see the full breadth of industry that exists here, as well as the career opportunities for individuals who don't have a traditional collegiate degree. And so, as an example, in Hampton Roads, logistics is huge. Sure. We are the third largest port in the East. Technology.
Big number.
Yes.
Third largest.
Third largest. Technology and cyber is huge here. And we also have a considerable number of veterans coming out of service who have tremendous skills that need additional education in order to move into the private sector. And so it's a multifaceted environment for workforce development opportunities for individuals who a four-year education is not in the cards for them, or they don't have that interest. Mm-hmm. People who have skilled aptitude, like in painting and manufacturing and plumbing and electrical, those occupations are in high demand in this region. And so our workforce development strategy is focusing on meeting the needs of our population throughout the region.
I really appreciate you bringing clarity to that, because you're right. People just assume this is just just a transient community, just a Navy town, etc. But we do have a wide array of opportunity here. So I know you've got some programs too that speak directly to entrepreneurship. Can you speak about those and sort of the pipelines that you're creating to some of the things we're going to talk about later in the show?
Sure. Well, as I think your guest who'll be on a little bit later after me, there's a tremendous need for, and I alluded to this a moment ago, construction and trade in the region. And so we have been prioritizing developing services and strategies to meet the needs, particularly of minority construction contractors. And so we've developed an amazing certificate program targeting minority construction small business owners that takes them through a 6-module curriculum and then matches them up with a industry mentor in order to build their capacity to meet SWAM certifications, how to be a successful business owner. And these are mostly small businesses, 250 individuals or less, who often have the capability and the capacity to do really good work, but don't meet many of the kind of administrative details of applying for contracts and getting contracts and then maintaining them. And so we are prioritizing building those individuals' capacity as well. And I think that's what some of the conversations that you and I started talking about when we first met. Additionally, we are looking at, and that's what the gentleman that's coming on afterwards and I were talking about in the lobby. Additionally, we are looking at building pipelines for minority contractors to be able to access the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel construction project. And so we're looking at how do we build individual and minority contractors' capacity? How do we create pipelines for young people to be able to, youth and young adults, to get into constructions and trade, either through the traditional routes like the community college or through specialized programs that we're seeking to develop.
And I know that some of these things are already underway, right? You've already completed one cohort of the construction program?
We've actually completed a cohort of the Certified Logistics training program in partnership with our Peninsula Regional Adult Learning Center. And so one of the challenges for our communities is access.
That was going to be my next question. How are you getting the word out about these programs? Like, how is it that, where can people find out more information? How can they apply?
Well, we are, one of the ways we're getting the word out is by building partnerships. And so I mentioned our friends at PrEP. We are just now beginning the contractual phase of a partnership with the Newport News Department of Human Services, where we will be offering courses to their clients through this year. This is a first-time partnership for both organizations. And we're doing this because the Department of Human Services recognize that their clients are struggling with getting access to programs and services where transportation may be a barrier, digital literacy may be a barrier, education may be a barrier to getting a job in America or getting a job in the region. And I think what most people don't, if you're not looking for a job, you don't really realize that it's not like the old, it's not like the old days anymore. You go fill out a form. If you don't have digital capacity these days, it's very difficult to get a job because, as you can imagine, everything is computerized and or online.
Let me interrupt you briefly. If you've just tuned in, this is Blair Durham with Black Wall Street Today. I'm sitting with Dwayne Poe, who leads the Workforce Development Department here at Hampton University. We're just excited to hear about all the great things that Hampton is doing to provide these new opportunities and create pipelines. So you were saying.
And so because access can be a challenge, as well as having the skills that you need to get a job, we worked with our friends at PrEP and developed a 6-week curriculum where individuals got training in digital literacy. They got training to build their math skills. They got training to build their customer service skills, then went into the certification training, completed the certification training, and then we added, and that was the Certified Logistics Associates training. We had a 90% success rate. And in fact,
how did we measure success in that instance?
Completed the certification. We are running courses all that have that are industry demand for the region, as well as end with a regional certification that you can take anywhere in the country.
Awesome.
So these aren't just...
So what are those individuals doing now? How are you tracking them once they're done with the certification?
So we connected them with a local, with Goodwill and a local employment provider, and got them mock interview skills, and then got them into the...
Sounds like a really robust program.
Yes, it is. Got them into the employment pipeline.
Fantastic. Congrats. So is this something that will run, how often will this program run, the Certified Logistics Training Program?
So we're starting our next sequence on September 9th.
Okay. So I assume applications are just about done. Or are you still accepting them?
We're still accepting applications, and you can go online to our Hampton University website and to our Hampton University College website and find more information.
Okay, Hampton University's University College website.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I want to make sure I share that information. That's a dynamic program, it sounds like to me.
Well, we're excited about it, and I appreciate that. We're excited about it. You know, Hampton University has been educating our community for 150 years and started off educating through the trades. And so it seems reasonable that with demand in our region for skilled trade workers, that we would prioritize that work again in conjunction and in collaboration with our longstanding liberal arts history, for sure, and continuing support of a liberal arts education, but then add the need to build the capacity for skilled workers in our region. And that's what the Hampton University College Workforce Development Strategies are doing.
I love it. So when should we expect information on the next piece, on the construction piece that we talked about?
I am working on it diligently.
Okay.
And so I'm hoping, I'm hoping to have something in the next few weeks.
Okay.
And I would love to come back and talk about it.
You must. You have to. What else do you want to share now by way of any events that you might be having or anything else that's coming up?
I think what I'd most specifically like to share is that we are living in a robust regional employment environment. And there are many opportunities for your listeners, friends of your listeners, family members of your listeners to get involved and get educated or certified, to get many of these jobs that employers are seeking individuals to get.
I think it's an important point that you make about certification, though, is that now employers are saying, degree, okay. Certification?
Absolutely.
That's the thing that we want.
That's
so with your programs, are these low to no cost programs? How are candidates able to take care of the costs?
Well, at this point, the individuals that are running through our programs are coming through partnerships, as I say, with the City of Newport News, or with our regional adult learning partnerships. They're coming through our programs through the regional workforce development boards.
Okay.
All of which provide educational stipends for individuals to be able to take these courses. These courses, however, we are offering them at a value. As you might imagine, I'm doing lots of research to find out what other folks are offering the courses for, and again, trying to offer them at value so that doesn't create an access barrier issue, right? And so
let me go back. So the programs, the partnership agencies and so forth are providing stipends.
Correct.
Okay, so it really kind of behooves individuals to connect to those organizations first, as opposed to applying directly through Hampton, would you say, or?
That would make more sense, yes. And so in the instance,
so
where you have
Workforce Development Council.
Exactly.
Okay.
That would be the place to start, because by going through those programs, individuals will most likely find themselves eligible for some sort of funding to pay for classes.
Wow. Okay. We've got 1 minute remaining. I know you were in the middle of saying some wrap-up kind of things, but I wanted to make sure I got that detail because, everybody's looking for the education and they want it for the low.
Right.
Of course, they can write off these expenses as business expenses, even if they have not yet been profitable. We talked about that a lot on our last show. But I definitely wanted to at least touch base on, or,
Sure.
check in.
Sure. I think the other thing that I would want your listeners to know is the point that I started with is Hampton University College has been providing education to residents of Hampton Roads, and certainly Black residents of Hampton Roads, for 40 some odd years. And I continue to be surprised by how many people don't know our longstanding history.
Yeah.
Don't know that you can get everything from an associate's degree to a PhD through our university college.
Yeah.
And you can get it at a really competitive price.
That's interesting.
Yes. And so I don't know that I can say the competitive price over the airways.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think we can.
Yeah, exactly. But if you go on our website and go into Hampton University's website and go to our university college page, you certainly will see all of the degree programs that we offer both in person and online, and see the value of
Hampton University's University College website. Definitely want to reiterate that. So we're talking about an entity within an entity that's providing these workforce programs. We're wrapping up. I want to thank you so much, Dwayne, for being here. I certainly look forward to having you back once that construction program is complete.
Yes.
We can talk through how folks can get involved. Yes?
Thank you so much for being here and having me here.
Thank
and the work
you
that
for
you're
your
doing.
Time.
And
it's a must.
Yes, and I look forward to the next show and 48 more.
Yes, it's going to be awesome. Thank you, Dwayne.
Thank you.
Yes. It's time for hashtag add this to the list with Ready Academy. Reaching educationally aspiring dynamic youth is the mission of the First Baptist Church Christian Academy. Ready Academy Christian School is committed to providing a Christian foundation and quality education for children. In partnership with families and communities, Ready Academy will emphasize specialization in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, as well as the arts, to meet the individual and academic needs of each child. Joining us today are Dr. and Mrs. Robert G. Murray of the First Baptist Church in downtown Norfolk. Welcome, welcome. How are you both?
Thank you. Welcome. We're very happy to be here.
I am excited. School is about to be back in session.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So talk to us about Ready Academy. When was it founded? How have things been going? Who are the students that you're targeting? Give us a backdrop. Whoever wants to start.
We are starting our 16th year. We started with 22 students, And we ended our 15th year with 164. We started with just pre-K3 and pre-K4, and now we go from pre-K3 to 5th grade. So we are open to any student who can come, and we want them to believe that they can be anything that they want to be, and certainly who God intends them to be. So we're open and we are excited. We look at it as a ministry. So it's a lot of hard work, but because it's ministry, everyone is excited, and we love what we do.
Was this a part of the vision from the beginning, Dr. Murray, to create a school?
Yes. Our church has always been involved in education, and it's a church that is 219 years old, and we've been participating in various kinds of concerns that of integration and segregation. We've been always trying to experience to the community, that education is a way to go. And it started out when I was president of the Norfolk Coalition of Quasi-Public Education, and just dealing with the whole issues of crosstown busing, that we discovered that so many children were lacking and needed an educational exit. And so we started the school, as my wife just said, and it has grown. And we were really concerned about being able to offer that STEM program of science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and of course the arts.
Yes,
and
critical.
I think the children have benefited from that time.
I'm excited. One of the things that always comes to mind when I hear private education, my daughter's in private school for 5 years. Loved what she was able to glean through that program. But man, how do we subsidize the cost for the children that would need it the most? And what kind of programs and things have you all developed to make sure that children can access this dynamic curriculum that I know you're providing?
That's an excellent question. We do have a very supportive First Baptist Church. So we have donors, we have volunteers, and we are just excited that we actually had an angel donor who knocked on our door, said he liked what he saw, especially with STEMA, and he gave us a challenge to raise like $62,500, and he would match it, and we started a foundation.
Wow.
So that is very exciting. A part of STEM is we have this fair at the end of the school year, and even our 3-year-olds will tell you about their project. Every child has to have a project, and they have to present it. And this angel donor happened to come that Sunday with the finale, and has been supportive of us ever since. So that helps us to be able to reach out to children who are less fortunate.
Congrats.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Thank you. We're excited about that.
That's good work. So what are some of the things planned for this year? I know that, as things are ramping up, you probably got some field trips.
Absolutely.
Experiences for children that you want to tell us about.
And we love plays. Our teachers are very creative, so we always have a Christmas play, a Black History play, an Easter play. We actually have a Martin Luther King concert where they have they're dressed formally and they sing as well as they teach about Dr. Martin Luther King. So we're geared up for that. We also have the field trips, as you mentioned, and we have a swimming program. We partner with the YMCA. So in the fall, our upper grades take swimming, but by spring, the whole school takes swimming. And
that's pre-K to 5th grade.
That's
Everyone
right.
Can
they all
swimming.
Learn how to swim. And
fantastic.
For our 5th graders who started out in pre-K3, they go in and they jump into the deep water and they just swim laps the whole time. So it's very exciting for us.
Sounds good.
And that's important because many of the Black community, children of the Black community do not know how to swim. And it's kind of sad being in an area where we're surrounded by water. And the tragedy is that they will lose their lives because of this one thing, they can't swim. We encourage that, and certainly it's a wonderful thing at the end of our school year is to take a trip somewhere where they can also just see some of the great cities that are in our United States. We just came back from a trip to New York City, and for them to walk on Broadway and go to see a Broadway play, they saw King Kong and then went to
That's
Ellis
my
Islands.
favorite city on the northern side of the East Coast. I love New York. That's great.
But
for them to go there that early.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like early exposure is really key for our young people.
Yeah.
Awesome. Where are some of the other places you've been? Or maybe that you plan?
Atlanta.
Okay.
Florida, Washington, D.C. twice. We went to the White House twice.
Wow.
That was very exciting. And we are just blessed to, we actually enjoy Williamsburg as well. And so we combined the whole educational piece, the African-American history, and of course the fun. So, when we go to Williamsburg, they love to swim. And they love to enjoy Busch Gardens and all of that. So they keep us going, and they are real. They just start the day off, and there's so much love, and everybody's so excited, and they are so creative, and they love being on stage. They're not bashful, and you can ask them with stemma. When we have like an engineer to come and visit, we'll say, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" An engineer. And so we try to expose them to all aspects.
Let me say one other thing, too.
2 minutes, and I got 2 questions, but I'll let you go first.
But the children are learning how to have the kind of manners and decor that they can begin to present themselves. So it's nothing surprising when they say, "Good morning, how are you?" And turn around and say, "I'm fine, thank you for asking." It floors people that they are able to communicate so well.
Wow, that's important.
It's really.
As is character development. I love it.
Yes.
So I was thinking that I love the work, and I know it needs to expand. Any plans to perhaps open a second location? Somewhere else?
That's a wonderful idea. Absolutely. Yeah. I could see that. I could really see that because the model for me is kind of a bridge of Hampton University, our alma mater, and Norfolk State. So the colors are blue and gold. Okay. And it's getting right down in the valley and getting them to absorb early. So I would love to see that model, being duplicated.
That's great.
He's
we'll have to talk to our angel investor about that.
Absolutely.
In the minute we have remaining, tell us how we can connect with the school. How can we get more information about enrolling and all of those things right now?
Wonderful. This Saturday at 10 a.m. is our parent orientation. It will be at the Murray Center, 450 Bremerton Avenue in Norfolk, Virginia. We would love for anyone to come and visit with us. Our website, www.readyacademy.org, and certainly you can call 622-5650, and you can stop by and visit anytime.
I'm going to reiterate that. This Saturday at 10 a.m. This is a busy weekend.
Yes.
But for the education piece, this Saturday at 10, you're hosting a parent orientation.
Correct.
Right there at First Baptist.
That's right. Right there at the Murray Center.
At the Murray Center. Okay. Yes. And then readyacademy.org.
That's correct.
And then I've got 757-622-5650.
Correct.
All right. Wonderful. Well, I want to thank you both for being here.
And we thank you for this awesome opportunity.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And thank you for what you're doing every day.
I appreciate that.
Messages across to the people.
For sure. Hope to have you all back and we can talk more about that second location.
Look forward to that.
That is a challenge.
That is a challenge that you've given us. All right. I love it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and we'll certainly be in touch soon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Coming up for this last portion of the program, we're going to be talking with someone from the Hampton Roads Connector Project. So we're going to be talking about the extension of the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel, which is a $3.3 billion contract that was awarded. And so just to shed a little bit of light on the history of disadvantaged business enterprises, I've got some information here. It looks like in 1983, Congress enacted the very first disadvantaged business enterprise statutory provision. This provision required the department to ensure that at least 10% of the funds authorized for the highway and transit federal financial assistance programs be expended with DBEs. Again, disadvantaged business enterprises. In 1987, Congress reauthorized and amended the statutory DBE program. In the transportation legislation of that year, Congress, among other changes, added women to the groups, presumed to be disadvantaged. And since 1987, just as an example, the Department of Transportation has established a single DBE goal encompassing both firms owned by women as well as minority group members. And it's actually for that reason that we have this gentleman with us by the name of Mr. Malcolm Cates. Malcolm, I want to thank you so much for being here. Malcolm works directly with public and private sector leaders to achieve historic accomplishments in diversity, small business growth, and economic development. As an expert in the federal DBE program and as compliance manager for the $3.3 billion Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel expansion project, Malcolm is responsible for ensuring the project team meets its robust small business participation and compliance goals. Welcome again. Thanks, Malcolm, for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, I saw you on LinkedIn. I was like, we got to get this guy. Let's talk about the scope and the scale of the project first, and then we can kind of drill down to some of the specifics about what it is that you do.
Sounds great. Well, thank you again for inviting me out to be here. This is a really historic and exciting project for us, and I think for Hampton Roads and for the small business community here, because as you mentioned, it's a $3.3 billion public infrastructure project, 7-year public infrastructure project, and it's also Virginia's largest transportation project in history. So with that, the state is committed to making sure that small businesses are involved in it. And with that, they've established a 12% DBE participation goal and a 20% small women and minority participation goal in the project, which in and of itself is historic and should produce some historic results.
Yeah. Huge.
Yeah.
Those numbers have been emblazoned in my mind since we had that conversation, and I've shared it with certainly members of our organization. And so my understanding, based on what we shared, is that although the construction won't go underway until next June, there's already been some allocation of the $3.3 billion to various smaller projects within this large project.
That's correct.
What are some of those, if you can speak to those?
Sure. So to give a little more context, there's a number of different ways projects can be built these days, particularly large projects of this scope and scale. This particular project is what's called design build in terms of its delivery method. Okay.
Sure.
And essentially what that means is that for the first year, we just won the project contract in April of 2019. For the first year is the design phase. And our team has design partners that are right now working with small businesses in the Hampton Roads community to make sure that they're involved in this phase of the process as well. And then, as you mentioned, in June of 2020, when construction is anticipated to begin, we'll have a whole host of additional opportunities for small businesses, including minority and women-owned businesses, to become involved in the project in the construction trades. But I think, more holistically and culturally, as far as our team goes, in order for us to meet and exceed the goals that have been set for the project, we really need to look at every opportunity, every contract opportunity, no matter how large or small on the project, as a potential DBE and SWAM opportunity. And our team understands that. So with this being new and large and unique in terms of projects, we've identified, even in the few months that we've been working on it, new areas that firms might not traditionally be involved in a construction project to be a part of it.
Okay.
And the value of being on a project like this for a small business extends beyond the dollars that it gets with a contract. Just saying that you're involved with Virginia's largest ever construction project, is a huge marketing tool as well. And so, yes,
I've been bragging ever since I met you. I'm like, I'm involved, actually.
Yes, you are. You're part of the team. It's official. It's absolutely official.
So, have you all been on track with the goals thus far with the contracts that have been awarded?
Yes, and
Good.
We
because that says to me there's been some level of transparency about what's on the table.
Transparency is a cornerstone of our DBE and SWAM participation program. And we pass down any subcontracts that we have that may not go to a DBE or SWAM firm. We hold our subcontractors accountable to those same standards. And if they have any subcontractors, it's the same thing. And so we're monitoring their progress too. Yeah.
Okay. Because sometimes it gets lost in translation there once you start with the subcontracting and the sub. So,
right.
So that's good to know. So, all right. So one question I ask you on the phone is, how do we find out about these opportunities? I heard you told me before, they come up quickly, they go quickly. Do they pass through your hands on the way? Like, how do we stay connected to the opportunities as they're coming about?
That's a great question. We eventually hope to have an online resource where businesses can turn to at any given time and see upcoming opportunities, and we're working on that. I think the best way for any small business to, one, get on our radar, two, meet our team, and three, learn about the opportunities that we have upcoming is to attend our September 11th DBE SWAM outreach event, which is taking place at the Hampton Roads Convention Center here in Hampton, Virginia. It's from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's free to anybody who'd like to attend. They can go to our website to register. They can call me, ideally after the program, not during. But,
not during. I'm sure that happens, though.
It does.
So come out to the event on September the 11th. And then that's how these businesses can sort of register for a database that you're building? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, we have an ongoing list of contractors who have, and all types of firms, architects, engineers, professional services, IT firms that have expressed interest in working on the project. They certainly don't have to wait until September 11th. That's just an ideal opportunity considering a lot of the decision makers that we anticipate being there from our team. We'll have a number of public sector officials in attendance as well. So it's really a meeting place or convening of the small business community, for this particular project.
Who else should come? Architects, engineers, professional services, that sounds like, what we would expect to hear.
Sure.
Who else should come, maybe that we're not thinking about?
If you're a certified DBE or SWAM firm and you're interested in participating in this project in any way, I would definitely encourage you to attend regardless of what service you provide. As I mentioned a little while ago, we've identified, sometimes on very short notice, opportunities for small businesses to participate. As an example, we recently moved into a new office complex.
We talked about that, yeah.
Yeah, 4-story building in Norfolk, Virginia. It's an old FBI building. It's a lot of security. It's a little crazy, but
yeah.
Everything from the weekly cleaning company that we're looking to employ to the landscaping to the company that moved us into the building, we identified DBE firms to utilize. And,
okay.
And those aren't furniture provider. Procured tens of thousands in furnitures from a DBE firm that in a normal construction project wouldn't even come up because, again, everything on this project is bigger and it's, yeah. So construction firms, yeah, and you name it, we'll try to find a place for you. That's for sure.
Wait, let's end on this. I'm getting the wrap-up note. Gosh, that was quick.
Oh.
September 11th. Tell us, again, the location details, time for the event, as well as how we can register.
You got it. So it's the Hampton Roads Connector Partners, DBE SWAM. I'm calling it an opportunity event. DBE SWAM opportunity event taking place on Wednesday, September the 11th, 2019 at the Hampton Roads Convention Center in Hampton, Virginia from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. And to register, you can visit HRBT, as in Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel, hrbtexpansion.org, and the link is there on the homepage. That's the project website.
hrbtexpansion.org.
You got it.
September 11th. I feel like that's a Wednesday. Is that a Wednesday?
Yes.
It's a Wednesday. See, I know my Wednesdays.
You're invited as well.
Hampton Roads Convention Center, 8 a.m. to 12 a.m. Anybody that is a certified DBE or a certified SWAM firm should plan to attend. And we don't really know what opportunities may arise, it sounds like.
We will be announcing some of those that we anticipate in the next 6-month window at the event.
Okay. Announcements on opportunities at the event. Did you guys hear that? Okay.
I should also mention, if you're not familiar with the DBE or SWAM programs.
We have 0 seconds remaining. But if you're not familiar,
attend.
Yes. Okay. So also, if you're looking for certification, you're trying to get that figured out, this will be a good opportunity as well. Okay. Malcolm, thank you so much.
Thank you.
My hope is that you're going to come back. Because you're going to have these opportunities before or after September 11th. Then we'll be able to talk further.
Yes.
Okay. Wow, this has been an awesome edition of Black Wall Street today. We are super grateful to our guests. And I'll just go back through because they each shared contact information that I want to make sure that you were able to capture. First was Mr. Dwayne Poe. And he is the Workforce Development Program Manager for Hampton University. And what we learned is that Hampton University not only provides traditional undergraduate programs, but that they also provide workforce development opportunities for adults. They have a very robust adult education program that has certificates in things like logistics. He is finalizing a certification program that has to do with construction. That will serve as a pipeline to programs such as the one we just talked about, projects such as the one we just talked about with Malcolm Cates. For more information on the Hampton University Adult Learner Programs, please visit Hampton University's University College website. So start at hamptonu.edu and then search for the University College website. He did share with us that on September 9th, they're going to start their second cohort for their Certified Logistics Training Program, where you'll get access to digital skills that you need to get a job, as well as math, customer service skills. He talked about a 90% success rate, so that's excellent news.com. We also super grateful to our sponsors, Ready Academy. We had Dr. and Mrs. Robert Murray on the show. And I also want to thank our sponsor, Abena Fora Salon, 5034 Princess Anne Road in Norfolk, for all of your natural hair care, as well as your African clothing needs. Just a beautiful salon there in the city of Norfolk. And then, of course, I want to recognize the very last guest that we had on the show, Mr. Malcolm Cates from the Hampton Roads Connector Project. So he is the DBE advocate within that $3.3 billion contract that was just awarded for the expansion of the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel right here in Hampton Roads, Virginia. My understanding is that the conglomerate that is the Hampton Roads Connector Project came from all over the world. So certainly there are opportunities no matter where you're listening from. September 11th, you can actually get a ticket to that event, hrbtexpansion.org. And I want to thank you so much for tuning in to Black Wall Street today, where we're building minds, we're building connections, and we're building the path ahead toward economic freedom through education. Join us next week, where William Randolph will join us for a talk on building legacy through the establishment of family banks. Sounds exciting, and I will look forward to talking with you soon. Thanks a lot. Stay with us online at Black Wall Street Today on Facebook and Black Wall Street Today on Instagram, and then follow us on Twitter as well at BWS Today. We look forward to talking again next week. Have a wonderful week. I have said, and I will continue to say, that the most important priority for the Black community is the Black community, not a particular political party. Phenomenal.
Hey, yo, when I say black, you say Wall Street. Black Wall Street. When I say black, you say Wall Street. Black. When I say black, you say Wall Street. Black.